time ago, smoke from the pyrotechnics filled the dome as the Colts made their way out of the locker room. We're set for football as the Colts get set to match up with the Tennessee Titans. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. That'll be taken in the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. And an alley to run. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Corey Grant, his 17th touchdown now on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, they said they wanted to have some explosive runs. How about that one to start the game?
And I would say on the defensive sideline, there's a lot to answer for. Because you spend all week saying, stop the run. I don't care who you're playing. You don't want to get run over. You don't want to get run past. And they have both. Overcommitting in the secondary, and he just went stepping past them and is still running, essentially.
One play, and he hits pay dirt. Tannehill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now a first-time 1,000-yard rusher from a season ago, it's Derrick Henry. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. DeForest Buckner in on the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
First and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back.
61, match box, lights.
Trying to punch it in with Henry. And he will take this one in for a Titans touchdown. Derrick Henry with touchdown number 20 on the year as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Part of that love your description, because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
A first down throw for Brissett. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The sack by Harold Landry, the former Boston College Eagle.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away, because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. To throw, Brissett, eluding the pressure right. And his throw is incomplete.
Yeah, good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
Defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense. And he's got his man Hilton. And they're going to have this all the way down deep into Tennessee territory. A huge play that time for the Colts. 58 yards.
First and 10 at the 12-yard line.
A real field flipper there, as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Brissett now. And just as you called it after the earlier sack, they set up the screen. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Down on the field, we've got an injured Colt after that last play. We'll check on his status when we get back. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. They'll throw again. Brissett. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Paris Campbell, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Colts have taken the lead.
And that drive we just saw that culminated in a touchdown, exactly what many offenses are looking for. Sustained ones that can impose their will on the other team.
And it's been a Terry now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Hey, box truck, box truck. Ready?
Tannehill. He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. First down, Titans, gain of 12.
You draw focus.
On first down, it's Tannehill. Flush to his right. Escaping the pressure right. Looking here for Smith down. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll be taken down, but first he gets deep into Indianapolis territory. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10.
Get it together, defense. Let's get it together. Show it up. Show it up. Get it.
From the red zone now, Tannehill. And now he lost the football. Tannehill loses it. And the Colts pick it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
Exactly. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 36-yard line. A big play there for Indy. 49 yards. Here's the second year back out of NC State, Naheem Hines. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. To throw is Brissett, and he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Harold Landry able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. It's 3rd and long for Brissett. And that is incomplete.
Brissett's pass, intended for T.Y. Hilton, incomplete. It's now 4th down.
Here now, Brett Maher. He hit from 62 in his rookie season of 2018. This will be from 56 yards out. Online, but off the crossbar, no good. A long-range effort denied 3 points at the very end. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, a trick. Does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Squeeze.
Derrick Henry. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 13 yards is the pickup for Tennessee and a first down.
Partner, it's not often that I expect running backs to eclipse 100 yards in back-to-back games, but he left 100 way behind last week. I think he's going to do it again. I'm expecting 150 or more.
And last week, AFC Offensive Player of the Week. So if he does what you say he might, maybe he'll get another one.
Yeah, I think he's locked in.
On first down, Tannehill. And caught by Henry. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. Well, they try to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
Switch. 49. Check 49.
On second down, here's Henry. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Hey, Haywood.
From the gun on 3rd down, Tannehill. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Jabal Sheard has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
Hey, Delta! Our time. It's our time. Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Watch quick. Watch quick.
And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. 16 yards to pick up there. The Colts have a first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Looking for Campbell downfield. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Brissett nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Wake, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
54, right there. 54, Mike. Hey, watch that.
Instead, they go empty backfield as they'll look to throw. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down.
Ready. 18 Gator. 50's a mark. Here we go. Check. Pilot, 64. Reach.
Tannehill on first down. Being chased out left. Looking left sideline, it's complete.
Come on, baby.
23 yards, the final tally.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
Check it back, check it back.
Hey, exit. Spike.
Now a first down throw, Tannehill. Flushed out right. Complete, it's Henry. He's fresh off that 3-touchdown performance last week that got him AFC Offensive Player of the Week, so you know that he was already on their radar. Now he's maybe even a bigger plane on their radar.
Bigger plane. I mean, he is the big dot on that screen that they're looking at and saying, how in the heck do we stop him? They're going to try a bunch of different things, different people covering him, but right now he's locked in and is in sync with his quarterback.
First down, Tennessee.
We've hit the 2-minute mark in the second quarter, 14-7.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. This is Henry, and he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier, but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. On 2nd and 9, Tannehill. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. A.J. Brown, touchdown number 15 of the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Point after, right down the middle. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. Gets around him. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Brissett. That will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
Oh, yeah. Here we go again. Here we go again. Mike's 54. Mike's 54. Hey, that's scary.
From the shotgun, it's Brissett. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
Get ready. Get ready.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Into the air once more. It's Brissett eluding the pressure right. That's complete to the running back, Nyheim Hines. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We hustle. Don't get nervous.
Check, 55 to Mike. Check, 55 to Mike.
Brissett again. Flush to his right. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half.
1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
65. John, go.
From the red zone now, Brissett. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Marcus Johnson in the final seconds of the first half as his guys are able to regain the lead. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the lead is now 21-14. And it's been a Terry now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin.
The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. The final shot here before the break. Tannehill buying time to his left. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Here we go.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
Down. 10-2 stop. Hey, Delta. 2.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Tannehill. This will be caught by Brown. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. A.J. Brown, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Extra point right down the middle, and we are tied at 21. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game. We'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Throwing. Brissett. And incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. They go play action with Brissett. Got an open man. That's Campbell. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one for Indianapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs. They'll run on first down with Marlon Mack. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Vic Beasley in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Brissett sets to throw it. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. He's going to air one out. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there and handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
First down, Titans, gain of 12.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Laundry on the field. This is going to be a false start on the offense.
Sometimes you have to slow things down a little bit when things get heated. The cadence has to be slow and deliberate at times to make sure your team's ready to go.
The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Out of the gun, Tannehill. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kenny Moore. And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings this one all the way back down inside the 10-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And finding room to work, he's down to the 2-yard line. That's a gain of 7, and we'll leave them with second and goal coming up.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead, we're looking at a little more of a scat back type, and he's trying to make it happen.
Yeah, they went with the elusive, slippery guy. Couldn't get in there, though.
He's checking.
And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Here we go. Check it out, Reed.
Looking to run with Mack. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Marlon Mack with touchdown number 8 on the year, as his guys have now moved out in front. Extra point by Marr, up and good, and they will take a 7-point lead. And there's been a Terry now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25.
Got it.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Team 6.
Tannehill now throw. He completes it to Henry. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down.
Switch gears. Hatchet.
6-6. Pull it high. Right.
Back to throw. Tannehill firing quickly here, and that's complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. 1st down. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Henry. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
At the 37-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
We ain't giving him nothing to do.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Tannehill. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Tannehill now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10.
I got one. Get it.
10th carry now for Derrick Henry. Oh, and now he and into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Derrick Henry, his 21st touchdown of the season, as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. Fielded about a yard deep. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And they're going to have this all the way down deep into Tennessee territory. A huge play that time for the Colts. 63 yards. Line of scrimmage moves from their own 25 all the way to the red zone now for 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. It's Mack looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. The tackle is made by Adoree Jackson. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Got to do better.
Out of the gun, Brissett dancing to his left. He's going to take off with it, and he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Check three.
To throw, Brissett. That is caught at the 7-yard line. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the 1st down as he's tackled at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal.
Check 15. Whip.
Here's Brissett. They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Nyheim Hines, his 9th touchdown of the season. And they're able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And they will take a 7-point lead. And it's been a Terry now to kick it away after the touchdown. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Let's go.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ready, set.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Credit the sack to the Oregon Duck, DeForest Buckner. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get, because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
Another try after the 1st down sack. Tannehill. Oh, the rookie nearly had the pick. Probably should have had it. 3rd down now.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
Go.
58 Mike. There's a party now. 58.
3rd and long, it's Tannehill. And now he lost the football. Tannehill loses it, and the Colts pick it up. And they will have the football deep in enemy territory all the way at the 10-yard line. On 1st down, Hines. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
The tackle made back at the 13-yard line.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards.
25, check 25, check 25.
Brissett. They'll run the screen with Mack. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Only a yard there. Sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up third.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short game.
Kill, turn up. Kill, turn up. No, too much emotion. Henry.
On third down, Brissett. And that is incomplete. Man, a tough spot to drop that down here, third and goal.
And so many times when you analyze a play like this, you talk about the people around him and maybe his focus was gone. Sometimes just simply him understanding how close he is to the end zone and a chance to score, and he tightens up and doesn't complete the play.
A big one there. That gives him a little cushion and makes it a two-score game.
Yeah, let a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. First down, Titans, gain of 12. Tannehill now 14 out of 17, 82%, and it's first and 10. Here's Tannehill, and caught by Henry. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. That one good for a pickup of 15 for Tennessee. Whether it's a touchdown or a field goal, whatever it is, they need to score quickly here on first down. They'll run with Henry. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Derrick Henry. Touchdown number 22 on the season, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Extra point splits the uprights, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So a minute and change to go, and this is going to be an onside kick. And this is going to be taken in by the Colts. And now the rookie's free. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. This will be taken in at the 1. Then he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by the rookie from Temple, Rocky Sin, and he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
I think that interception happened for two reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
I got you. Check. He's coming. Double up.
A gain of 3, second down. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 45-yard line.
That one looks like he'll throw here. That's into the hands of Pascal. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4. Mike 5-4. Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
Here's Brissett. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready.
Incomplete. It leads to 2nd and 10.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Brissett looks to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. He was looking for the rookie Paris Campbell, and it's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He'll buy some time right. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Kenny Vaccaro. And that will write a finish to this ball game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Colts, they continue to keep pace for that first-round bye as they move to 11-1. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for Tennessee, it's 8-4 on the year. And they'll be off to Oakland next week for a date with the Raiders. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.